You can drive lines or you can build lines. If you drive a line, you can drive some really fast growth and get some really rapid results, but they may not be around that much longer. If you build a line, you're building forever income. So let's look at some of the things we can do to build lines, build long-term organizations, instead of just driving lines to create excitement on social media or break a few ranks to get in a website, but not get the long-term business. And really what we're talking about here is hype versus the blocking and tackling of how a business is really built. And I saw a brilliant presentation on this from Dana Collins just the other day about how hype just serves to disempower people. Hype really undercuts what we're able to do in the business. And we want to be persuasive, we want to be excited, we want to be passionate, but we don't want to cross the line into hype, because when we cross the line into hype, it really does disempower people and it doesn't create the results that we want. The results we want come from some basic fundamental things: edification, duplication, counseling, tools, system. Those elements are what allow true building a line, building it block by block, level by level. That's how that happens. So let's look at some specific things that I've found that'll be really helpful for you in terms of building a forever business. And the first of these is a recent development of mine, and I call it the major blast. This was something I had never done before, but when I finally did roll it out, it just had extraordinary results for me. And so I wanted my people to replicate the process, and it had an extraordinary results for them. The idea of a major blast is you just really go crazy and get a lot of people involved in the business in a short, concentrated burst of energy. And where I'm really going with this is the thing we just talked about in the other chapter. I want to get at least 4 lines chasing you as quickly as possible. Now here's the reality, and they don't always tell you this in network marketing, but I'm going to tell you the truth, because none of this stuff works if you don't know the truth. Because remember, hype isn't going to take us where we want to go. What, really educating and training people right, which is the whole foundation of this platform, is tell people the truth. Just tell them what they have to do. And most people, if told the truth and given the opportunity, they're willing to do that. All right? So here's the thing. We're going to bring an X number of people in the business. We can divide that X number of people, whatever the number is, into 3 categories. Some are going to do it now, some are going to do it later, and some are going to do it never. That's just the nature of human nature. So if we do a major blast, and by that, we're probably contacting somewhere between 80 to 150 people in a week to 2 week time period. So you're just going crazy. You're just dialing, calling. You're doing like 3 you join the business and you're having 3 introductory meetings within a 6 or 8 day period, where you're just trying to funnel in as many people as possible into those business meetings, presentations, and then the other ones are doing 2-on-1s or online, or you're giving packets of material or whatever the case may be. But you get in 10, 12, 14, 16 people. Because the reality is you need to get in 10, 12, 14, 16 people to get 4 lines who are chasing you, or 5 lines who are chasing you. Because again, some are going to do it now, some are going to do it later, and some are going to do it never. So I want you to think about bringing in this concept of the major blast, because it can really accelerate your business in a powerful way. Other thing that'll really help you building block stuff is tapping into your sponsorship line. And this is something that very few people do very well. Because let me give you the example. I joined a company, and here's why I joined. Because the guy who was prospecting me, I thought he had won a bonus car. I remember him telling me he had won a bonus car with this company. And he had been hounding me for years, this deal or that deal. So now he was in this one deal and he had a bonus car. And I remember seeing that presentation and thinking, if this idiot could win a bonus car. Imagine how much money I'm going to make with this thing. So that's why I joined, because I just was never impressed with that guy. And you know, the idea that he had already qualified and won this bonus car just said, oh man, anybody could do that thing. So that's why I joined. So of course I thought he was an idiot, and I treated him like an idiot, and I never wanted him coming into my group, and I always de-edified him to my group. And do you realize that, you know, I don't have anyone from my family in the business, and the reason I don't have anyone in my family in the business is because I didn't know, I let my ego get in the way, and I would never edify my sponsor or the sponsorship line. I wanted to be the superstar. That's the difference between driving a line and building a line. Because driving a line is very personality based. You build this cult of personality around yourself or someone else, and you just drive all that excitement to that. But how does that replicate for other people? So I became that, everybody wanted to come to my presentations because I gave the best presentations, and everyone wanted to come to my trainings because I did the best training. But what I found is, so I created this cult of personality for me, which works 6 or 7 levels deep. But after that, you can't personally touch everybody, and that's when things really start to dissemble and the duplication falls down, because you can only drive a line so far with cult of personality. Same way with hype and particular tool and the smoke and mirror stuff. What I've seen is anybody can have a 2-year run. If you want to do the smoke and mirrors and hype thing, you can be the darling on the block for 2 years. You can be the fastest growing network marketing company in the world. We grew 18,765% last month. We're on pace to do 28,247% next month. At this pace, we will be the fastest company that ever reaches $1 billion since the... Okay, great. You can have a 2-year run with that. But if you're not doing the fundamental stuff we're talking about, it isn't going to work. So edification, a really important principle. We edify our sponsorship line, we edify the company, we edify the profession, because this is the building block stuff. I talk about the sponsorship line. Here's a little bonus lesson I'm putting in this one, because I think it fits here better than anywhere else. How to host your sponsorship line. Because one of the best things you could do is put your sponsorship line to work for you. You know, I get approached a lot of crazy deals all the time. Hey, we want to make you a deal. We're going to put you #1 top in the company, and we're going to put everybody under you, and we'll give you this suitcase full of money or this deal or that deal. And I've never taken any of those. I've never sold out, right? And it's, to me, the funny thing is they always offer that I'll be the #1 distributor in the company and everybody will be under me. And I always answer the same way. I don't want to be the #1 distributor in the company. I'd rather have 150 people between me and the company, or 1,500 people, or 15,000 people between me and the company, because all of those people in my sponsorship line have a vested interest in my success. And they're all resources which I can draw upon to help me grow my business. And it's the same for you. There's people in your sponsorship line that really can be powerful resources to build your business the building block way, the right way. So the answer is, how do you get more support and visits and time and resources from your sponsorship line? And this is that bonus lesson I'm putting in here, is how to host your sponsorship line. Because how to host your sponsorship line makes a huge difference in how much attention you're going to get from them. Because it's a mindset thing. Here's most people's mindset. Well, I'm a big part of my sponsor's organization. They make all their money off of us. They're making all those big bonus checks, driving the big bonus cars, winning all those cruises. So they need to come down here and build my group for me. And they need to fly in on their own money and pay their money for a hotel. And then I should bring the whole team out to dinner, and they should meet with the 20 top leaders in the area. And they're making so much money, they should buy the check for dinner. That's one mindset. That's the mindset of most people in network marketing. Here's my mindset. When my sponsor comes to town, I don't want them to reach in their pocket for anything. I want them to be hosted. I want them to be taken care of. I want them to be appreciated. because next month, when they're planning out their calendar and saying, where can I go and invest in building some long distance lines, I want them to come to my organization, and you're going to want them to come to your organization. So that's why I say one of the things we do, because obviously they're buying their own plane ticket, they're investing a lot of money if you have somebody from the sponsorship line who comes and works in your area. So I want to pay for their hotel. I'm going to get them a nice room and a nice, at the event hotel, and I'm going to check them in already. I'm going to have the key already. We're going to have someone pick them up at the airport. We're going to have a bottle of water for them. We're going to say, hey, you got 3 hours before the meeting. Would you like to go sightseeing? Would you like to go to dinner? Would you rather go back to your room and be quiet and lay down or catch up your email? What do they want to do? We're going to ask ahead, would you like to meet with some of the key leaders? If so, who would you like to meet with? What's the parameters for how they get in? Who qualifies for that meeting? When could it be? When, does it work for your schedule? And then let's say they agree to meet with our 10 leaders in London, because they're coming to London, and we got our 10 top leaders in the London market, and they're going to go to dinner afterward with our super double, triple diamond director. At that meeting, I'm going to say, okay, guys, we've got 10 of us here, plus we've got Nancy, our double, triple, quadruple diamond director. The bill is, $800, and of course, we don't want Nancy to pay a thing because she's our guest. So we've divided up among 10. It's this much a person. I don't want them to pay for anything. You have to rescue, you have to protect those people. And the same is true for your corporate people as well. They come in, they do a training, and they finish the training, and they get off the platform, and boom, 400 people around them. They want to take a picture, they want a copy of their book thing, or they just want to ask them a question, right? Somebody's got to be able to rescue that person. In other words, they don't want to be the bad guy, but someone needs to tap them on the shoulder and say, hey, do you need to be rescued? If they say, yeah, I really need to go to my room, I've got a call I got to be on, or, I have to go to the bathroom. They might have to go to the bathroom because they've been an hour and a half doing a presentation on the stage, and now they've been answering questions for half an hour. But if they say, oh, guys, I have to go, now they're the bad person. Don't make them be the bad person. You protect. Same thing. Your company president, your CEO comes to town. They're going to finish the meeting. Somebody's going to want to jump in. I had an order this week and I'm back ordered on this. Or they're supposed to send chocolate bars or chocolate shake and they send vanilla shake. Hey, protect that executive. Somebody tap that distributor on the shoulder and say, hey, let's not bother our CEO with that. There's other people who can handle that. Let me help you solve that problem. Or somebody's going to say to the group, hey, Nancy's been really generous with her time. She did a great 2-hour training here, and she's answered some questions, but now she has some other things she needs to do, so I've got to take her away from you guys. Please forgive her. I'm going to take her away. We've got to get her back to her room, and you be the bad guy and put them out of there. Well, you do that, and you take care, and you find, do you want to sightsee while you're here? Do you want to visit the local fish market? Are you on a special diet? Do you need anything? When we pick them up at the airport, is there anything you forgot to pack? Do you need to go to the store? Do you want to stop and pick up some health food or, pick up whatever? We're going to treat them like a visiting king or queen so that when they're looking for where they want to go next month, they're going to go with us. So putting your sponsorship line to work, really powerful dynamic because it really puts some resources with you. The building block stuff is the recruiting. We find the key people, we identify who are the lines training us, chasing us, and then we're going to go down and drive depth. The living room is built, the business is built in the living rooms and the dining rooms, the family rooms, and the dens, driving depth. You got to be the person crunching the carpet under your feet with the plug-and-play presentations or the flip charts or the whiteboards or whatever it is. But we go down and we meet people, we develop relationships with them, and we help them get started in the business with their candidate list. We go down, we notice the next leader. So what we're really talking about here is the principle of tap rooting. So with tap rooting, what we're doing, and this is a phrase that comes from trees, right? The deeper each tree has a tap root, which is the root that goes the deepest to go down and get the water and the nutrients from the earth. The deeper the tap root is, the stronger, the taller the tree is going to be. It's the same way with the organization. So what I want you to do is keep going down and tap rooting by working with the lowest level leader in every particular line, or the lowest level potential leader in every particular line. Because what happens if we go down to the bottom and we work with this potential leader, and we go down and travel and we work with somebody on our 15th level, and we join their presentation at their house and then help them get 4 new people, and we help those 4 new people get their first meetings going, and we support that, and those 4 people get 12 or 14 or 18 more people, and they get some presentations going. That's creating volume, that's creating excitement, and that excitement will work its way all the way up through the line, through 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, all the way back up to your personally sponsored person who's on level 1. So go down and taproot with the fundamental stuff. Teach the principles of events, building to events, which we're going to do in another chapter or 2. Teach the principle of edification. Teach them how to put the sponsorship line to work. Teach this concept of a major blast. And these are the things. This is the blocking and tackling. This is the fundamental actions that build an organization that's going to be there for a lifetime.